Good morning, it's me. I'm back. I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Sorry, you're still getting situated. And I'm here on my Facebook Live today, every Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time for my Wisconsin friends and any other friends who are around. Hello, Marilyn. I'm glad to see you this morning. And Dina, hello. You can always find me on my website at dazzledbystamping.com, and you can find me on my business page on Facebook, facebook.com/dazzledbystamping. Now, I always tell you that because some people, they may not have Facebook, but you still can watch my video if you go find that website, even if you don't have Facebook, or you can find it on YouTube also, but you just can't comment and say hello, hi Nancy, and tell me you love me and all that kind of stuff. You just can't do that. Hello, Sherry. I'm so glad you guys are here. I love my Wednesday mornings with you. So I have a funny story for you. I always like starting out our mornings with a funny story. I'm a story person anyway. So I don't know if you guys have seen or even seen me post, because every time it comes up in my news feed, like, you know, the memories, I forgot what you call them, like from a year ago or something like that was posted. I always post this this picture that is I think it's a black and white picture. Anyway, it's from a black and white era anyway, whether or not the picture itself is black and white. But there's two little kids. They're probably like 5 years old or whatever. I'm glad that you enjoy it too, Sherry. So there's two little, wow, you're good, Marilyn. I love that. Share away. Thanks. So there's two little kids, probably about 5 years old, a boy and a girl. And the boy is standing there kind of looking like this, and the little girl is like leaning into him. She's got a stick and she's holding it against him, and she says something like, I'm not bossy, it's called leadership skills. Got it? So that is totally me and totally my sister-in-law. We're both firstborns, and that is so me. So my story actually is, oh, and if I didn't tell you this before, when the first time that I ever shared this, Tyler commented on it, and he said, is it bad that I thought of you before I even saw that you posted it? Anyway, I love it. Okay, so we were watching, we've gotten in the habit of watching America's Funniest Home Videos on Sunday night if they're not reruns. And there was, hi Marcia, there was this little girl being videotaped, photographed. I don't know how you say it. Anyway, clearly her mom or dad was taping her, and she was starting to say something, and her brother interrupted her, and she said, "You don't need to say that." And then she said, I have leadership skills. I'm sure she was prompted by her mom or dad, but that was, I was getting pointed at, and we were all laughing. Tyler happened to be there too. It was just, she was the epitome of the bossy little girl with leadership skills. And yeah, so starting with, you don't need to say that. Oh, because what he was saying was, you're bossy. Yes. Okay, so there's my story. So I have some things to share with you this morning. First of all, I decided that I wanted to share Paper Pumpkin with you again this month. But I decided that I'm not just making the Paper Pumpkin, but I want to show you the samples on camera, and remind you of, it's not exactly a promotion, but it's kind of a promotion. Stampin' Up! Is coming up on, or I don't know what the actual date is. coming up on their 6th birthday of Paper Pumpkin. So they have, I'm going to show you the flyer so you can see it right here. They have a special Paper Pumpkin box that's coming out this coming month that you need to sign up by March 10. And you get 2 free stamp sets in the box instead of just 1. Yay! More stamps is always good. So you need to sign up by the 10th. It doesn't matter if you have been a Paper Pumpkin person before, or if you are currently one. If you're currently one, great. That's what you get this month. You get 2 stamp sets. If you've tried it, if you've not tried it, just sign up, re-sign up, whatever, and you get the extra stamp set. So I love that. I know, I'm excited too, Sherry. Paper Pumpkin is so fun, and I don't know if you did. Sometimes I hesitate doing these because I like surprises, so I don't like seeing what's in my box or seeing how things go like before I do it. So hopefully you guys have done it, or you don't mind surprises or whatever. But so I'm going to show you first of all the cards from last month. They are so awesome. I love it. I knew I was going to love it. I sent one to actually I sent 2 to Liz for her and her roommate, and the roommate especially adored it. But anyway, so she's a succulents person. Okay, so here is one of the cards. So I love how Stampin' Up! Does. They do photography of like actual stuff. I love that. So here's the second one. There were 3 different cards in here with 3 different cards, 3 cards of each. So 3 designs, 3 cards of each. And I want to show you another one really quick because I changed it up. I love this saying. It says, "You're the reason I smiled today." Aw, isn't that so sweet? So I did that instead of the thank you on that one. And so I'm going to be showing some, hi Anne, I'm glad you're here. So I'm going to be showing some alternative, I never know whether to say alternative ideas or alternate ideas. Alternatives, I guess, would be the noun. I don't know. Anyway, extra ideas. We'll go with that. So I'm going to show you a couple extra ideas and a cool technique. I've not shown this in a while, and somebody asked me about it recently, and so thanks. At work, snuck away. Oh, yay, that's fun. So I'm going to show you a cool technique also, and I think that was all I needed to tell you ahead of time. Oh, I want to see if I can show you the actual stamp set. Not that it matters, because you can't get past ones. You can only get... Oh, I need something white in front of it. Let's do this. You can only get surprises with Paper Pumpkin. You can't get... I just love it. I'm focusing on this little teacup succulent here. That's totally Liz. She totally loves teacups and succulents. And anyway, there were refills of this kit that went away pretty quickly. Sometimes they have refills left over that you can buy, and these are gone. So you can't get past kits. You can only get surprises. Well, you can get past kits. Sorry, something's in my way. There. Sometimes you can get past kits if they have extras of them, but you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber to be able to do that. And my voice is chunky, just that. Okay, so focusing on the teacup. So yes, I'm going to be doing a little bit of coloring. One I already colored ahead of time though. So I'll show you the technique on that one. So using Stampin' Blends, and I always start, well, I'll show you when I do it, but anyway, so I'm going to be working with the cute little teacup, and the colors in this kit are Mint Macaroon, Fresh Fig, which is one of the retiring colors. So now if you had a got Paper Pumpkin last month, you have a little spot at least of it, Fresh Fig. And also Lemon Lime Twist, and that's another color that's going to be retiring. Heads up, if you've not read or heard me say or whatever, excuse me, the oldest in colors are going to be retiring with this catalog. So Fresh Fig, sorry, I gotta look. Fresh Fig, Berry Burst, Tranquil Tide, Lemon Lime Twist, and Powder Pink, I think is it. And so they're going to be retiring before this catalog is, or by the time this catalog is done, occasions / Hi Debbie, I haven't seen you in a long time. Thanks for watching. So they're going to be retiring by the time this full catalog is done, but excuse me, most likely, especially cardstock and ink refills are going to be gone earlier, because eventually they will come to a point where it's while supplies last, and of course people are wanting to stock up on anything that's retiring so they can keep their ink pads fresh and whatever. So think ahead, do it now, don't wait until end of April or June or whatever when people are like, oh yeah, I should really do that now, because they might be gone by then. I don't remember when Stampin' Up! will announce it for sure, but definitely by probably early to mid-May. Probably the retired list will come out May 1 or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to put you down. Remember, I can't see who's coming on when you come on. If you have questions or comments or whatever, still do it while I'm stamping, because I'll still be gabbing with you, and I'll come back and answer any questions or reply to any comments or whatever when I'm all done. So I'm going to put you down, so I can't see what you're doing, but I'll still gab at you. You know, I don't stop gabbing often. Okay, so I have, these are the two colors I mentioned. I don't have any Lemon Lime Twist that I'm doing in these samples, but there was some in the Paper Pumpkin ones before. Okay, so Mint Macaroon. Did I even say this color? For some reason, it's not sounding like I did. And Fresh Fig. And I'm using this teacup. And I already stamped this teacup because, remember when you use Stampin' Blends, first of all, you need to use Memento with the blends, because they are alcohol based and Memento is made for that. But also you do need to let it dry before you start coloring on it, or you're gonna potentially make the black bleed. So I wanted it stamped and dried, so I already did that. So I'm actually starting with the Fresh Fig. I think this one is Liz's favorite kind of succulent, but I'm not sure. But I'm aiming for a certain kind of succulent. So I'm using my blender pen because I don't have a Stampin' Blend of Fresh Fig. So I'm using my blender pen. Oh, have you guys even seen this? I better show you this quick. Really easy technique. Makes your ink pads more versatile. So you take your two thumbs in the center of your lid and you press it down. Like I'm totally pinching. Let me see if I can show it. I'm totally pinching the ink pad. And then you open it up and look, I have a palette. That's it. A palette right there. So then you take your blender pens. These come 3 to a pack. They're the same on both ends, but you just have more tips that way because sometimes they get kind of fuzzy. I don't like fuzzy tips on my markers. So I'm just kind of going to do the tips of most of the petals on the succulent. This is the one bad thing about, well, not one bad thing. You guys know that I'm not much of a colorer, but one of the bad things about coloring, especially on videos, I tend to go quiet. So that doesn't go well for video. That's not any good. Okay, so I just quick putting color down. I want the Fresh Fig on the ends. That's my version of what this particular succulent looks like. I tend to have a hard time with nature, like, is this really the color that it looks like? And I try to do the correct color, but sometimes it's just creative license, whatever you want it to look like. So I always start with the darkest blend first, and remember you want to work quickly. So I'm just putting color down. This fresh fig really isn't going to blend at all, but that's okay. I'm only doing half of them because now I want to go in with the lighter color. So I'm starting on the dark blend that I just put down, and so it just kind of blends the dark color into the light color. So I'm kind of just doing the tips again. And then take the light one. I always kind of go back and forth. When I'm actually trying to blend, I go back and forth between my colors. So if you're doing it, make sure that you have whatever color that you're trying to blend. Make sure that you have them both sitting there, the dark and the light. In case you've forgotten or haven't used Stampin' Blends before or not, they're $4.50 each, or they are $9 for the combo of the dark and the light. There's not a price break. It's just easier for ordering one less item number sort of thing. But they also have them available individually, because I've had some where like one tip gets really, I use it a lot. I use the dark more than the light or something like that. So I have replaced individual ones before. Okay, so I'm done with fresh fig. I can get that out of the way. And I'm going to just use soft suede. It was the darkest brown that I had. And I'm just going to make some brown dirt in here for my little teacup succulent. Did you know that succulents are like kind of like cactuses? They don't need a lot of water. Liz and I still didn't do a good job of trying to keep them alive. They do need heat, sun, whatever. This is petal pink, by the way. A light petal pink. I just wanted a really light pink to put some color on here. And I don't know, I felt like the light petal pink kind of gave it more of a retro color for the teacup. Yeah, I struggle talking when I'm coloring, that's for sure. So I just wanted the teacup to be subtle, retro, whatever. So here's my teacup. And cute. I love it. Okay, so that's one piece. Now on the fresh fig, I'm going to stamp one of the little background stamps, and I just decided to go with, these are like plus signs kind of. They're not anything special, it's just a design, and I could have or should have gotten out my Stamparatus, but I didn't feel like it, so I'm just eyeballing. The Lord granted me eyeballing techniques, or not techniques, a pretty good ability of doing that, and I take advantage of it. I don't pull the Stamparatus out like maybe I should. Okay, so sorry, that was quick. So that's just a quick background. And so now I'm going to put my pieces together. I'm making this card really, really, really simple. I like simple. I just like something being crisp and clean and simple, and hey, I can make that really quick. So I'm putting that on there, that on there, and then I'm gonna put my cute little design on here, or my stamp on here that says, "You're the reason I smiled today." Okay, so remember, with photopolymer and fabric ink pads, I need to make sure that I test it on my scrap on my cushion. Photopolymer and fabric don't seem to get along as easily as I might like them to. Okay, so I'm not going to show you yet because I'm just going to quick put on. These are some leftover, what are they? Enamel dots, I think. They're like glass looking. I love them. All right, there's my card, nice and simple. Okay, so now for the next one, remember the cards that I make, excuse me, if you are interested in, well, if you want to win them, share, like, and comment that you shared, and you'll be entered into a drawing. I always do a Monday morning or more like late Sunday night. So do those things and you'll be entered to win them, and I'll send them to you or give them to you when I see you, whatever works best. Okay, so what I'm doing now, the technique that I'm doing is polished stone. Sorry, needed more water. Polished stone. So there are a few things that you need for this technique. The first thing is glossy cardstock, okay? It doesn't work nearly, I haven't even tried it on regular cardstock, so you need glossy cardstock. So you can choose as large or small of a piece as you want. This is a technique that I always use as a background kind of thing, or a, almost like designer paper is how I use it. So glossy cardstock, that's one thing. You need 2 ink refills, 2 or 3, but I usually do 2. And truly with polished stone, you're supposed to have a metallic ink in addition, but we don't carry those anymore, so I don't even show them that way, and it still looks cool. So 2 ink refills. I always think that they look best when they're 2 colors that are, they're like monochromatic, or they're in the same color shade, or not shade. I want to say color family, but that sounds like I'm talking Stampin' Up! Colors. So like blues or purples or whatever, and I'll show you some other samples in a minute, but it's still cool with this. I'm using these because they are what came in this kit, or the colors that were part of this kit, and goes with the succulent. So I'm using fresh fig and mint macaroon for this one, but I'll show you some others also. Okay, so glossy cardstock, 2 ink refills, rubbing alcohol, and I always put have mine always in a spray bottle, and cotton balls, or you need a cotton ball per time that you do it, or whatever. So I put my rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle for a couple reasons. First of all, for techniques like this that I might need it, but also it's really convenient for cleaning your acrylic blocks when they get ink on them, or even oils from your hands or whatever. This just keeps it clean. It removes the oils, and it's just helpful. Okay, so I have my cotton ball here, and when I do this, I usually always do 2 drops right on the cotton ball, 2 drops of the lighter color ink, and 1 drop of the darker color ink. Okay, so you see I got 3 drops there. Okay, then I'm going to spray it 2 or 3 times with my rubbing alcohol, and now I'm going to pounce it on my glossy cardstock. Can you see it? It's going to be much cooler in person, or maybe once I get it done and up close. Now, this looks really cool. I've just always loved this technique. Now, with this one, because they're not like colors, like blues or purples or whatever, I'm leaving a lot of white space in. I'm going to get it as close as it will stay focused. Can you see there's kind of smearing besides the dots that are there and whatever? It just makes a cool background. I love it. So I'm going to chuck that one. Okay. Now I got this wet probably. I'm going to move this over a little bit. Probably should close my ink refills. Okay, so I'm going to finish this card, and then I'm going to show you a couple other samples of the technique. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. So for this, oh, I just got purple on here. Fresh fig, specifically. All right, so another stamp that's in here that I think is really cool. I'm going to ink it up and stamp it, and then I'll read it to you. That's easiest. It says, be kinder to yourself and let your kindness flood the world. Ah, that's nice. Okay, so I'm inking this up well. I stamped it off to test it. And I'm stamping it right on this little white piece. Ta-da! Okay. That's all the stamping that I have. That's one thing about the paper pumpkin kits that are kind of cool. There's not a lot of stamping to it. I did my teacup already, same way as I had done it before. There's not usually a lot of stamping to it, which actually I like. That's kind of how a lot of my cards go anymore. I use a lot of designer paper and like just stamped, small stamped elements. Stuff's in my way. Small stamped elements, and I don't know, I just kind of like stamping like that lately. You know I'm a lazy stamper. I've told you that before, right? I'm a stamp and go girl. That's how I like it. Okay, so I'm going to put my background down. Isn't that cool looking? Put my background down, and then I'm going to put my teacup on. So I'm covering up some of it, but not all of it. And then kind of going with, because I have the glossy here on the polished stone, I went with some glossy, some black foil sheet for my background piece here too. So I'm going to use, so that it helps stay on here, I'm going to use tear and tape. This might run out in the middle of my trying to put it on here. But I have another one, never fear. Oh, yeah, it's gone. Okay, so using tear and tape to help it stick to this really shiny foil sheet. Tear and tape pieces, backings, I keep sticking my fingers. Alright, and I made this have a kind of a different, what's the word? Matte edge. I don't usually have it uneven, but I wanted it uneven this time. So, dimensionals. And we'll put this on here. So for all of these layers, I wanted all the edges to be offset. Like they're overlapping, but they're offset. Nothing's totally lined up evenly. Okay, and then of course I need to get my bling on here. Just kind of did these, both these cards simple and the same. And there's my finished card. Oh, I love this. I might have to send these to Liz. Or maybe I'll take them. We're going to see her next week. So excited. Okay, so before I get all my stuff out of the way, I'm just going to do two more. I use two smaller pieces. I'm going to do two more to show you what I mean by how it's much more stunning when you have like colors. And you kind of don't know this until you experiment. Just experiment. Have little swatches of glossy cardstock and see what you like. See what colors are best. Darker colors are best. Like you need at least one dark color. Don't have two really light colors. I've never seen one of those that worked worked well. Okay, so okay, I'm not starting with Rich Razzleberry. That's that's my favorite, but I love Blackberry Bliss also. So I'm doing a combination of Highland Heather. I have 2 drops of that because that's my lighter color. And Blackberry Bliss. I had to go purples. I just chose not Rich Razzleberry this time. Okay. Can you believe even my husband knows my favorite color is Rich Razzleberry? I just told this story a week ago. We were at a church picnic and the game for married couples was like you had to answer questions, and he had to answer what my favorite color was, and he's like, do I tell the actual color or do I just say purple? Like which one? And he had to match me. And which one is she going to say? Is she going to know that I know Rich Razzleberry? And we both said Rich Razzleberry. He was awesome. I love it. Okay, so 3 sprays. And then I'm going to pounce away. I love this one. Now, everyone, even if you keep like adding more ink refills if it gets dry or whatever, everyone is going to be different because pouncing looks different, twisting it looks different, just depending on how big of an ink drop you had, it can look different. How much white you leave behind looks different. Look at that one. I wish you could see it in person. I have a feeling that even on camera you can't tell it. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here. So done with purple. Okay, so now for this one, I'm doing, oh wait, I'm going to show you. I did one of these last night. So see, look, these 2 are totally different. This is partly because this one's dry, but like it depends on how much you kind of rub it in too. Or this one, this bigger one, I left a lot more white space. So I just love the look. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so my next one I'm doing is Blueberry Bushel. That's one of the newest in colors. And Smoky Slate. Now those aren't totally like same color family, but Smoky Slate is a neutral that it's kind of in the blue family, I feel like. So that is a really pretty one too. Okay, so 2 of Smoky Slate. And I'm really careful when I do it because I don't need too much ink on here, so I don't want to just squeeze out and have this 3 drops of one color come down. I don't know which one's which now. Okay, spray it and start pouncing. Can you hear the pouncing? Now, I'm sorry to say I did not make samples with these backgrounds, these other 2 backgrounds that I'm showing you, but maybe I'll have them by next week. I don't know. We'll see. Now, if something gets dry because you're doing a bigger piece or you're rubbing it in more or something like that, you can always add more ink and or spray alcohol on it again. The alcohol helps spread the color. So here's this one, and here's the one that I did last night. These are kind of more similar than the last 2 were. Anyway, so I love these. Okay, so now I want to show you what I mean. It seems a lot different having this one that has 2 similar colors. So, but experiment, decide what you like. I'm just showing you, like, those are my thoughts on this technique. Okay, so I'm going to put you back up, and I have one more card to show you. That blue and gray will look cool. Ooh, yes, it will. Hi, Judy. I'm glad you're here. And Penny's here. I don't know who else have come on. Kathy's here. thank you for coming and joining me. Okay, I have one more card to just show you really quick. So I used the same teacup, but I wanted to show you how these colors would go well with, do you remember the, I should have brought the whole, I'm not going over there and getting them. I should have brought the whole thing. Do you remember the delightfully detailed note cards and envelopes? Some are mint macaroon and some are blackberry bliss. And anyway, so I used the mint macaroon one for the teacup again. So it's the same thing. Thanks for sharing, Marcia. So I'm gonna have to get it. My mess isn't too bad behind me. Okay. If it would have been, I wouldn't have gotten that. Sorry, now it's gonna be. Ouch. I gave myself a paper cut last night. Of course, you catch it on everything then. Okay, so here is a design. Here's another one. These are already designed like this, and they come with envelopes. Here's one. Here's one. So, just a sec. Excuse me. Thanks for sharing, Sherry. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that this would work with that too. Even the Blackberry Bliss, this would have worked on here. You might have needed to mount something on it though. I was glad that this one had some ombre, so I could just stamp right in here. I was just trying to go simple. So so I think that's all for my technique, my stamping. Thanks, Nancy and Marilyn. That's all for my techniques and sharing whatever. Remember, if you, thanks, I love the colors too, Kathy. Since you just came on, they were inspired by, you'll have to go back and watch it, they were inspired by the paper pumpkin from last month, which was succulents. And so Fresh Fig was the Stampin' Spot that was in the paper pumpkin box. If you want to try paper pumpkin, it's a great month to do it. You get 2 stamp sets in your paper pumpkin box. It comes in the mail. It's $20 a month. Hi, Annette. I'm glad that you're watching. I never see when you come on. Maybe you don't watch live usually, I don't know. But anyway, so paper pumpkin comes in the mail. It's everything you need is in there except for scissors. They've even been putting in, so I showed on, oh, I didn't show the actual cards from the paper pumpkin. You come live often? I just never catch you, I guess. So I didn't show the actual paper pumpkin putting it together. I just showed you the stamples. Stephanie, you'll have to come back and watch from the beginning because I showed the polished stone technique that we were talking about. Even in the paper pumpkin box, you don't even need snail. They include mini glue dots, but it has a little, it's on a sheet that has a little backing on it. So you need like a paper piercing tool, or if you have good fingernails or whatever. I know some of you, Dot, when she's watching later, she has too thick of fingernails, so that wouldn't work well. But you can use your paper piercing tool, or I've been using the take your pick tool more recently, and that one has a piercing thing on it too. Anyway, the paper pumpkin comes everything you need in there except for scissors. So, and it's just a little craft time, like you can be done in a half hour or so. So, next month's kit, you get 2 stamp sets. I love it. You go to paperpumpkin.com to sign up. Choose me as your demonstrator, or you can go right to my blog if you don't want to like type all that in. Go to my website, and there's a link on the side, on the left side, subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, and then you go right to my specific Paper Pumpkin section. Okay, so I'm going to try something. it's going to be, I'm not sure how it's going to work because I might be kind of wobbly, so I hope you guys didn't leave yet. So I've been having Stephanie come over. She is my assistant now, and I've been having her come over, and we were working on a big project for a couple weeks. Actually, it's been in my mind for a long time, and I'm going to see if I can turn you so that you can see it. I'm going to be having my old, well, they're not all old, some of them are current, they're just extras, cards for sale when you come to my, something looks green on my phone. I wonder if that's my phone or if that's something, I don't know. Or if, are you guys seeing that on my face? I don't know what the deal is. Oh, it's somebody. Okay, never mind. It's a comment or somebody coming on. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can show you how we have it set up. Can you see them? There's 2 racks full of cards over there, and they're going to be for sale when you come to my classes. I'm so excited. So they're like all my samples, and you see green in my glasses. I probably like look up too much or something. It's my habit. There was something across the screen. Maybe it was like that. Anyway, so we got that ready, and so it's always going to be stacked with cards because I always have stuff like that's retiring or swaps that I do. Once we've like seen them for a while or whatever, they will go in there. But I'm so excited to have that space. It just makes me so happy. So, yeah, so that's all that I have for you. How much per card? Okay, so what I'm doing is $2 a card or 3 for $5. I think that's how I had it. I also have up there, you know, my, if you've not been to class, you don't know what I'm talking about, but I have, designer paper, swatch books. I'm selling those off once they're retired for $1 also. So it's just a little 3 by 6 inch, make you feel like Hallmark, sorry, yeah. I also have in mind if people bring a friend to class or club, and it's not the free class, like if you totally come for free. I'm not sure what I'm doing with that, but if you bring a friend, you each get to pick 5 cards. So that's what I have in mind for that too. So I'm just really excited about it because I've been doing a lot of swaps. Well, I told you. Hi, Arlene. I'm glad you're here. You'll have to go back to the beginning because there's I'm almost done and there's a lot that I showed you. What was I going to say? I don't remember. Oh, I've been, as you know, if you've been watching my blog today and yesterday, I have all these swaps that I'm doing, and I've been doing it regularly since my cruise, and so I have a lot of them. So they were getting out of control, and I was wanting to put a display up anyway. So anyway, I think that's all that I have for you. So thank you so much for coming and watching me stamp. I was going to say stamping with me. Maybe you were. Were you anybody stamping with me? Were you just stamping away while you're watching me? So thanks for joining me. Remember to share and like and comment, and I will make sure to respond even if I didn't see what was going on while I was stamping. So have a wonderful day, and don't forget, by the 10th, sign up for Paper Pumpkin if you want to give it a try. $20 a month, and you can stop at any time, or if you want it to count for celebration, you can buy a 3-month subscription or a couple 1-month subscriptions. Then you just have to put your redemption code in. You still have to set up an account and whatever. So if you have questions, let me know, but I will put a link on the top of this this post when I'm done gabbing at you, and then I'll edit it and put it there. Okay, have a wonderful day, and I will see you again. Oh, one more thing. did any of you watch Batman when you were young? I keep having in my head, same bat time, same bat channel. Because I'm always here, 10:30 a.m. Every Wednesday. So, redemption code. That is something, okay, so if instead of going online and just doing a subscription, it's a monthly subscription thing. So if you go online and put your credit card in, you will just get it monthly until you say, okay, I don't want it anymore, or I need to skip this month, or whatever. But if instead you say, okay, I want this to count towards my club, or my, I want to get celebration benefits on it, or whatever, you can, there's an item number that you can use for a 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, and 12-month subscription. And when you do it that way, you close it, you do have to pay shipping on it, so it's a little more than the $20. Oh, it's always plus tax anyway, too. But it will count towards hostess benefits or celebration items or whatever. And when you go that way, when I close it, or when you close the order, if you do it online, you still have to pay shipping if you do it online. So it's better if you can do it with a workshop or whatever, so you're only paying 10%. But once the order is closed, then you will be emailed a redemption code for the 1 month, or the free 1 month, or the free 3 month, or the free 6 month that you've already paid for. So then you take that and log into an account in Paper Pumpkin, and then you put in the code, and so then it knows for that period of time you get it free. Okay? So if I didn't explain that well enough, ask me again, or maybe I'll try to explain it better in the when I comment on your post, or when I reply to your comment. Dina, thanks for asking. I will explain it a little more. Okay, thanks. That's it. Next week, same bat time, same bat channel. I don't even like Batman, but I remember watching him after school every day when I was in elementary school. Have a great day. Bye.